You open your mouth to speak English, but the words just get stuck, choked by a wave of anxiety. You know the words, you've studied the grammar, but your mind goes completely, terrifyingly blank. You can feel your heart start to race, your palms getting sweaty, and all you want to do is just run away. That feeling is paralyzing, but I need you to hear this. It is not your fault, and you are definitely not alone. This fear, sometimes called xenoglossophobia, is a real psychological response that millions of language learners just like you go through. And the good news? You can break this cycle, and it's so much simpler than you think. In this video, I'm going to give you a practical 3-step guide to take that fear apart piece by piece. We're not just going to talk about being more confident. We're going to give you a real battle plan to turn those terrifying conversations into confident and, yes, even enjoyable connections. Let's get started. Before you can conquer an enemy, you have to understand it. So the first thing you need to accept is that this fear isn't a sign of weakness or that you're not smart enough. It's a sign that your brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do. Let's talk about some simple science. Your brain has a built-in alarm system called the amygdala. Its only job is to protect you from threats. Thousands of years ago, the biggest threat might have been a saber-toothed tiger. Today, one of the biggest threats our brain sees is social judgment, that fear of looking stupid or being rejected by the group. When you're in a situation where you have to speak English and you feel unprepared, your brain can't tell the difference between that and a real physical threat, so it pulls the emergency brake. It triggers the fight, flight, or freeze response. This floods your body with stress hormones, and crucially, it pulls energy away from the complex, rational part of your brain, the prefrontal cortex, which is in charge of things like language and logical thought. This is exactly why your mind goes blank. Your brain, in its attempt to save you from social danger, is actively shutting down the very tool you need to speak. The more you worry about your mind going blank, the more likely it is to happen, and that creates a vicious cycle of anxiety. Now, this fear usually isn't just one big, scary monster. It's a gang of smaller fears that team up on you. First, there's the fear of making mistakes. Think back to school. We were all trained that mistakes are bad, right? They get marked with a big red pen. So we aim for perfection, and when we know we can't be perfect, we choose silence instead. Second, there's the fear of being judged. You're worrying about what the other person is thinking. Do they think my accent is weird? Do they think I'm unintelligent because I'm speaking so slowly? This is exhausting because you're not just having a conversation, you're trying to read someone's mind and manage their opinion of you at the same time. And third, there's the fear of not being understood or not finding the right words. This leads to that frantic, silent search in your mental dictionary while the other person just waits, which only makes the pressure worse. I remember this feeling so vividly. I was traveling, and all I needed to do was ask which platform the train to Manchester left from. A simple question. I'd practiced it in my head, but when I walked up to the information desk, the woman looked at me, and I just froze. My mouth opened, but nothing came out. I could feel my face get hot. I stammered something that sounded nothing like English and ended up just pointing at my ticket like a little kid. I felt so foolish and embarrassed in that moment, and for a long time after, that one experience made me terrified to ask for help. These negative past experiences can create a powerful wall, making us hesitant to ever try again. But understanding this, understanding that your brain is just trying to protect you and that your fear is built on these very specific common worries is the first most crucial step. You're not broken. You're human. And now that we know what we're up against, we can start to fight back with a real strategy. All right, Now for the battle plan. This isn't vague advice like just be confident. This is a concrete 3-step system. If you follow it, you will see a change. The system is the mindset shift, the practical habit, and the active method. The single biggest change you can make starts right here in your head. Right now, your goal when you speak English is probably perfection. You want perfect grammar, a perfect accent, and to say everything flawlessly. This is the root of the problem. Perfection is an impossible standard, and it's absolutely crushing your confidence. So from this moment on, I want you to officially fire perfection as your goal. Your new goal is connection. The entire reason language exists is to connect with another human being, to share an idea, ask a question, or offer kindness. That's it. The person you're talking to doesn't need a grammar lesson. They just need to understand your message. And here's the beautiful truth. You can communicate and connect effectively even with broken English. Think about it. Even native English speakers aren't perfect. Listen closely to any casual conversation. It's filled with ums and ahs, sentences that trail off, and grammar mistakes. They stumble over words and correct themselves all the time. If perfection isn't the standard for them, why should it be for you? I want you to start seeing mistakes not as failures, but as proof of progress. Every mistake you make is evidence that you are trying, that you are pushing your boundaries, and that you are learning. When a baby is learning to walk, they fall down hundreds of times. Do we scold them? No. We cheer for every single wobbly step. You need to become your own biggest cheerleader. It's time to embrace the wobbles. This is where we can borrow a powerful idea from cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. It's all about changing the negative thoughts that are fueling your fear. Your old internal script probably sounds like this. My English is terrible. I'm going to make a mistake, and everyone will think I'm stupid. Let's rewrite that. Your new internal script is, I'm a communicator. My goal is to connect. Every conversation is practice, and I get better with every try. Most people are kind and patient. Start using positive affirmations. Before you walk into a situation where you have to speak, tell yourself, I can do this. My accent is a sign of my courage. I am improving every single day. I know this might feel silly at first, but you are literally rewiring your brain, replacing that fear response with a confidence response. So your first mission is to change your goal. You are not a performer on a stage being judged. You are a human being looking for connection. Your new mantra is connection, not perfection. If you haven't been in the water for years, you don't start by diving into the deep end of the ocean. You start in the shallow end. But so many of us try to go from never speaking English to having a high-stakes chat with a native speaker. That's a recipe for panic. The solution is to build what I call a low-stakes sandbox. This is your private gym where you can build your English speaking muscles without any fear of judgment because nobody is listening. You have to make speaking English a physical, daily habit. Even just 10 to 15 minutes a day will make a huge difference. Here are 4 habits to build in your sandbox. Narrate your life. As you go about your day, talk to yourself in English, out loud. When you're making breakfast, say, okay, I'm opening the fridge, I am taking out the milk, I'm going to pour it into my coffee. I know it feels weird, but you're doing 2 critical things. You're getting your brain used to thinking in English, and you're making the physical act of speaking English feel automatic. Read aloud. Grab a book, a news article, whatever. Just read it out loud for 5 minutes every day. You're not trying to understand every single word. You are training your mouth. You're practicing the rhythm, the sound, and the flow of the language. This builds muscle memory in your tongue and lips, so real speech feels less awkward. The shadowing technique. This one is a game changer. Shadowing is when you listen to a short audio clip of a native speaker and you repeat what they say in real time, just a split second behind them. You try to copy them exactly. Their pronunciation, their tone, their rhythm. It's like tracing a drawing. You're not creating anything new, you're just tracing the sound. This is so powerful because it bypasses the anxious part of your brain and builds a natural feel for the language. And last one, record and reflect. This is the one most people avoid, but it's the most powerful. Use the voice memo app on your phone and just talk for 1 minute. Talk about your day, a movie you saw, anything. Then listen back to it. Yes, it's going to feel uncomfortable at first, but for the first time, you will become your own coach. You'll hear the words you stumble on and notice your pronunciation, but you will also hear your progress. A month from now, you can listen to today's recording and you will be amazed at how far you've come. These 4 habits, practiced daily, will build a solid foundation of confidence. You're proving to yourself in a completely safe space that you can speak English. You're making it familiar. And the more familiar it is, the less scary it will be. By the way, if you're finding these steps helpful and you want more practical guides just like this to build your real-world confidence, take a second to hit that subscribe button. It's a small click for you, but it lets me know that this kind of content is helpful, and it makes sure you won't miss the next video in your journey. Okay, let's get to our final, most active step. Okay, so you've shifted your mindset and you've built a private practice habit. Now it's time to build a bridge to the real world. This is where we attack the "my mind goes blank" problem head on. Your mind goes blank because you're dealing with cognitive overload. You're trying to listen, understand, find vocabulary, form a sentence, check the grammar, manage your accent, and control your anxiety all at the same time. It's like trying to run 10 heavy programs on an old computer. It's going to crash. The solution is to close some of those programs. We do this by creating scripts for common, predictable situations. Think of scripts as your safety net. They remove the pressure of having to invent perfect sentences on the spot. Here are 3 simple scripts to get you started. Memorize them, practice them in your sandbox until they feel totally natural. Ordering a coffee or drink. Barista. Hi there, what can I get for you today? You. Hi, could I please have a large iced latte? Barista. Sure thing. Anything else? You, if no. No, that's everything, thank you. You, if yes. Yes, and a chocolate croissant as well, please. Barista. Okay, that'll be $8.50. You. Here you go, thanks a lot. Asking for directions. You. Excuse me, sorry to bother you. I'm a little lost. Could you help me find the nearest pharmacy? Person. Of course, just go straight down this street for 2 blocks, then take a left. It's right on the corner. You. Okay, so straight for 2 blocks and then a left. Got it. Thank you so much for your help. Giving a simple compliment. You. Excuse me, I just wanted to say I really love your scarf. Person. Oh, thank you so much. That's so kind. You. You're welcome. Have a great day. Finally, you need an emergency toolkit. Prepare a few escape phrases for when you really get stuck. Sorry, what was that word again? Could you speak a bit more slowly, please? How do you say that in English? And the most powerful one, sorry, I'm a little nervous. My English is a work in progress. This phrase is magic. It immediately signals vulnerability and almost always makes the other person more patient, kind, and helpful. With a new mindset, a daily habit, and a few scripts in your pocket, you're no longer walking into conversations unprepared. You have a plan. Knowledge without action is just entertainment. So I have a mission for you. Your mission for this week is not to become a fluent speaker. It is simply to prove to your brain that an English conversation is survivable. I want you to choose one of the scripts we just discussed, coffee, directions, or a compliment, and use it just one time in the real world. That's it. One single 30-second interaction. Go into a cafe and order a drink. Ask a stranger for the time, even if you already know what time it is. Find something you genuinely like that someone is wearing and tell them. The goal here isn't to have a perfect conversation. The goal is to take action and collect one small win. These small wins are the building blocks of real, lasting confidence. And I want you to commit to it. Go to the comments right now and tell me which challenge you're going to accept. Write team coffee, team directions, or team compliment. When you write it down, you make it real. And when you see others committing, we can all draw strength from each other. So go on, declare your mission in the comments below. So let's bring it all together. Overcoming the fear of speaking English isn't some big mystery. It's a system. Your goal is no longer perfection. It is connection. Mistakes aren't failures. They're proof of your courage. You're going to build your skills in your private, low-stakes sandbox. You'll talk to yourself, read aloud, shadow, and record your voice, making speech a familiar physical habit. You'll use scripts as a safety net for real-world conversations, which reduces that feeling of overload and guarantees small, confidence-building wins. The fear you feel has built a wall around you, but it's a wall made of thoughts, not bricks. And you now have the tools to take it down, one thought, one habit, and one conversation at a time. Remember that feeling of your words getting stuck, of your mind going blank? We are turning that into a memory. The goal was never to speak perfect English. The goal was to connect with people, to share your story, and to open up your world. You're not just learning a language, you're unlocking a universe of new friends, new cultures, and new opportunities. You are transforming those terrifying conversations into the confident and enjoyable connections you deserve. Thank you so much for watching. If this video gave you a little bit of hope and a real plan, please give it a like so others can find it. Subscribe for more guides to help you on your journey. And always remember, you absolutely can do this. I'll see you in the next video.